Hello, it's Izzy Baughn with JHSTheWarning. We're back again for this week's game day interview with head coach Randy Coleman. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Izzy.
Well, Coach, you're coming off a huge win, beating Pine Bluff Friday night 29-12. Give us a recap of that excitement and what you think the biggest winning factor was.
Well, it was a lot of fun. Number one, great crowd, great environment. It's always fun when the Pee Wee cheer happens and you know, you have that extra bit of a bolt right before the game with that excitement, energy. You know, it turned out that we didn't turn the ball over, and they did, and that's always the biggest factor in who wins the game. You know, we did some things differently on offense that, you know, we haven't done in the past, and not really necessarily the plays we ran, but in the 58 plays we ran, you know, we ran the ball 49 times, so we only threw the ball 9 times the whole game. So a little bit different from the norm for us, but when our defense is playing as well as it is, you know, we concerned ourselves more with controlling the ball, controlling the clock. Defense was also giving us short fields to work with, so all in all, it was just an exciting night. Anytime you beat Pine Bluff, it's a good win, and I know that, you know, we've been joking around all week that we closed the gap on the all-time record against Pine Bluff, and now we're 2-29-1 against Pine Bluff. So,
well, it was an exciting game and a fun one to watch for sure. The players of the game were Jamarcus Wright, Garrett Childers, and Steven Valero. So tell us specifically the roles that those guys played on the field.
Well, let's start with Garrett. You know, all year long, our kicking game has been really consistent and good, and we've learned that, you know, punting the ball away is never a bad thing. And twice the other night, he really flipped the field, meaning that we went from, you know, poor field position for us and totally flipped the field and put Pine Bluff in poor field position. And anytime you start the drive with poor field position, you get a lot more conservative in the plays that you're calling. And then the defense, you know, stuffed them, and it was really good. And then Garrett also, you know, kicked a 32-yard field goal. So just an overall good night for him. Steven Valero on the offense, you know, anytime you run the ball 49 times in a game and control the clock, the offensive line has to play well. We put in a play last week where the center has to pull, and center typically doesn't pull, and Steven did a great job of you know, getting out on the edge and getting good blocks for cross to run the ball. And then, you know, what people don't see, Steven really is the communicator up front offensively. He calls pass protections, he gets everybody lined out, and, you know, just had a great night, and we ran the ball effectively, and when that happens, you know, the center's kind of key to that. Defensively, Jamarcus Wright had 16 tackles. He gets better and better every week. You know, he's a junior, and, you know, he's a returning starter, so he's played a lot of games, but he just continues to grow and get better. And a lot of times he's making plays as the backside, inside linebacker, and just an outstanding player that we're glad we have with us now, but, you know, are really excited that we have him for the future as well.
Absolutely. Well, we're back on the road this week as we face West Memphis, and they always create a packed out and very loud environment. So how has the Hurricane prepared for this environment in practice?
Well, I mean, I don't know that we could simulate the environment during the week in practice, but, you know, our guys have played in big games before. They understand what the environment is. The first quarter is always huge in games like this because, you know, you come out of the opening kickoff and your nerves, your anxieties are way up, and it's how quickly you can settle down and kind of get into the flow of the game. So, you know, we'll see how it goes first quarter, but it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, West Memphis is, you know, the holdover from the old conference that, you know, all us old Hurricanes grew up playing in and being a part of. So it's going to be a lot of fun to go over there to Hamilton Schultz and play a game.
West Memphis is always a very intense game, to say the least. Well, cross jumper and the offense are averaging 18.1 yards per completion. Where does this credit go to, and what do you think has been the glue for your offense?
Well, Cross has definitely been the glue for the offense because not only is he, doing very well passing the ball, as you said, he's also our leading rusher. But anytime the passing game works or, the running game works, you've got to start up front. And, we've had injuries and concerns up front on the offensive line all year long. Finally starting to get some cohesiveness and chemistry with those guys, and that always makes you play better. We're starting to get some guys healthy too. I think we're a week or two away from getting Bo Brown and Nick Burgess back. So, once that happens, with the experience the guys that we have playing right now have, our offensive line, where it has been, not a liability but a concern just because of injuries, will now be a big strength.
We're excited to see those guys make their comeback. Well, West Memphis is undefeated on the season. They're 6-0, and it will be a difficult game to come out on top. What is the one thing that you're looking forward to for this week?
Well, you're just looking forward to the situation that we've put ourselves in. We're 3-0 in conference. They're 3-0 in conference. Exactly, if you're looking at the schedule at the beginning of the season, where you want to be. So we're playing for, realistically, we're playing for who's the conference lead at this point, over the half-point way in the season, and kind of who puts themselves in position to control their own destiny from here on out. So 6-0, they're very good. They've played a lot of good teams and beat a lot of good teams, but even though we're young, we continue to grow, we continue to get better. So, I'm excited about what the night's going to bring. And I think if we play well, we got a chance to win.
Absolutely. Well, we're away again, so we're going to need a big fan base to show up because their fans sure will. So, Coach, we wish you the best of luck, and we hope that the Hurricane shows out tonight.
Thank you very much.